All right, you guys, today is going to be a hard lesson in Hmong. So please pay close attention because this is the lesson you will probably need to repeat the most when it comes to learning how to read and write Hmong. As you can see, my son is joining me today. We'll see how far he makes it into the video. But he is awesome and we are excited to teach this. So I'm going to break this into different sections. It will all be in the same video. We're breaking it into different sections. So we're going to start out with the normal clusters. One thing you need to know about Hmong is they like to take consonants and just smash them all together. And it's really interesting, but that's what they like to do. They just like to keep adding consonant sounds onto other consonant sounds, and it makes it look complicated, but it's not. It's really easy. As soon as you get the hang of it, you'll realize, man, why is this so easy and why is English so hard? English is really hard. So let's get started with the normal or the basic clusters, okay? You got TX. TX and TS are very similar. I just wrote TS on the end on accident, so we'll get back to that. TX is like the sound at the end of the word pads. It is a DZ sound, z, z, okay? And we use this in Hmong in words like zao, okay, like enough. Zao, got zao, okay, enough, okay. In English, this only comes at the end of words, like pads, okay. Now the TS is a J, the equivalent of the English J, just, okay. Just like in the Hmong word, what's it, jua, okay, or what's another good word? Ju, which means to stop. Ju. Okay. Okay, the next one we have here is the nya, okay? The ny, nya, just like you saw, nya zhong. This is the same as the Spanish N with the squiggly line on the top. Duh. Kind of like how they say piña colada, right? Piña, okay? Nya, nya. It's that sound. It's an N and a Y. Just like nya zhong, okay? Now I wrote the C in here because the C and the NY are very similar. Yep, there he goes. The C and the NY are very similar. Now technically the C is just a consonant, but I felt like it would be easier to learn the C with the NY because the C is a hard sound to grasp, okay? Even native speakers sometimes can't pronounce the C, okay? So pay attention. The C is like a GY sound, okay? Ga, ya, gya, okay? Gya. So we have the word gya, okay? And that is a plural sound, or a plural word that goes on. Okay, let's go back. The C is a GY sound, like gya, gya, okay? We're gonna change this in just a sec. It's a GY sound, like gya, gya. And we use this sound all the time in Hmong. Gya, yua. There's so many words like this, okay? But the one asterisk I put on this is it's pronounced on your teeth. Yaw, yaw, right behind your teeth. Yaw, yaw, it's not pronounced way back here. Most Americans that are not native speakers of Hmong that learn it, they'll say yaw name, and it just doesn't sound right. It's pronounced more forward in your mouth. Yaw name, okay? And that's just because most of the consonants in Hmong are pronounced more forward in your mouth and not further back, with the exception of the Q, right? They don't have a gyaw, it's a gyaw. It's in the front of your mouth, okay? Ning, okay? So by saying it that way, you will sound more clear. Thanks, Joseph. Yeah, okay? You'll sound more clear. So let me go through these sounds with you. You have za, zao, ja, jua, nya, nya, ya, yaw, okay, yaw, yawning. Okay, if you, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next set of clusters. So give me 1 sec and I'll put them on the board for you. Okay, the next set of clusters we need to learn are the L clusters, okay? Just like in these two letters right here, ML. It is exactly what it looks like. It is a consonant sound plus the L sound. So we have ML, which is mla, or mlaw, just like in the word mlong, mlong, okay? Mla, mlaw, okay? HL, hla, hlaw, just like the word hlong, okay? Hlong, which means to change, hlong. And the last one is PL, blah, blah, just like in the word blang, blang, which means to spread, okay? Like medicine on your arm. Blang, it's just a blah sound, okay? Now there are more L clusters, but we will get into this because they're also clusters with other sounds. And that will jump us to our next clusters, the N clusters. Okay, you guys, we are on to the N clusters. One thing I just want to be clear about, I wrote NY down here because technically it is an N cluster, but it's also a pretty basic consonant that you need to have all the time ready to go. Another thing you need to know is Hmong just likes to put N on the front of sounds. And they do this so many times, as you can see here. There's so many times you just throw an N on the front of the word. It's really common just to find an N on the front of a word in Hmong. So just be prepared for that. Don't get intimidated by this. It's not very hard to pronounce these. Okay, so you have the regular T, da, okay, with an N would just be da, okay? And there are lots of words that have this sound. I don't have anything come to my mind. It's a good word, Lily. Da, is that a word? Ndi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
D.
ndi. Yeah.
It's a small ball.
Is it what?
Like the one that have cereal in it.
Oh.
The ball.
Yeah, small bowl. Ndi is a small bowl. Okay? NR. The N sound, na, with the R sound. D, d, nda. Okay? Good word for that one is nda. Nda, which kind of means like down there.
No, like
over there. Over there, but it's usually for a lower elevation. So like if I was in the north and I said, you know, Nda, I was talking about somewhere in the south. Okay, Nda. I should put a little dash here. Okay, NTX. So TX is the Z sound. With an N, it is Z. Okay, kind of like in the Hmong word Nzi, Hlu. Okay, or Nzi, Nzu, like my son. Okay, Nzi, Hlu means cute. And I will write that. If I can. Okay. And then the next word we have down here is NTS, the next consonant cluster. NTS, that is just an N and a J. Nja. Okay. Like a really common name is Banjai. Okay. And you have this word here, njai. What does njai mean, hon? Here comes my son. What does that mean, njai?
Njai, like njai mua, njai mua, njai. It can also be a name.
Yeah, it's usually just a name, njai, banjai, okay?
No, banjai, just banjai.
No, banjai, you're right. Banjai, okay. And then we have right here, NP. It's just an N and a B sound. Mba, mba, right? Mba, okay. Kind of like the word. Mbua, mbua, okay. And this means pig, okay. Tua itumbua, okay. Pig. And then we have NPL. Mblua, right? Okay, so let me write the full thing. Mblua mia. Mblua mia is like you are prosperous. Okay, prosperous. Mblua, okay. And then we have NK. Nga, nga, right? like the word nga, which is a boat. Nga, okay? And it's really just an NG sound. Nga, 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 okay? And Q. Remember, Q is back in the throat. Ga, ga. So this one would be nga, nga, kind of like the word ngu, 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 which means to suck. Like I'm sucking water through my mouth. Ngu, okay? NC, this is a really common sound and you need to be prepared for this one. The C is that hard gya, gya sound, right? So this one altogether would be nya, nya, okay? Another reason why we produce it at the front of our mouth and not the back of our mouth, yeah, the N needs to be pronounced as well. Nya, nya, like the Hmong word, njua. And if you ever have the chance to eat njua, you will not be sad. Njua is a really delicious rice cake that Hmong people make. Thanks, Joseph. You're so helpful. Okay. Oh man, what do you want my eye for? Okay, and the last one we've already covered, I'll cover it again. Nya, nya, just like in the word. No. Nya zhong. Okay, on to the next clusters, the M clusters. See you in a sec. Okay, the next cluster we're going to learn is the H cluster. Okay, the H cluster is the biggest cluster group in the Hmong language, arguably the hardest to learn, but it is not that hard. Don't get intimidated. Once you get the pattern down, it is much easier to say these sounds. There are two types of H clusters. There's the H behind the root consonant, and there's the H in front of the root consonant, okay? The H in front of the root consonant means it's aspirated. So we have this sound, T, makes the sound da, da, but when it's aspirated, it is ta, ta, okay? You hear my breath coming out? Ta, okay? Now that just means ta, the clan Tao, okay? Ta is the name for the Tao clan, but you aspirate it, ta. The next one we have is the RH and the DH. These are pretty much pronounced the exact same. I don't know if a long time ago they were different, but nowadays they are pretty much the same, and that is just the same exact sound as the English T. Okay, just like in this sound, ta, ta, which means to remove. Ta, da, okay, to remove, okay? The next sound is PH. Now, P makes the B sound, ba, ba. The PH makes the P sound, pa, pa, okay? Just like in the Hmong word, paw, that paw, which is a gun, okay? That paw, paw, okay? The next one is the KH. K makes the G sound. The KH just makes the regular English K sound. Just like, man, look at my writing, it's terrible. What would be kua? Is that right?
What's that?
Kua, cow.
Cow, yeah, shoes.
Yeah, cow. Cow means shoes. Okay. Cow means shoes. K, k, just a regular K sound. Okay, the QH. This one's kind of hard to pronounce. Ka, ka. It's aspirated in the throat. The Q is the ka sound. The QH is aspirated. Ka, ka. Just like right here. Kwa, kwa, which means dry. Kwa, kwa, which means dry. Then we have the CH. The C was that y, y sound, that GY. Y, y. With an H, it is ch, 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 ch. Just like this word. Chaw, chaw, which is the Green Hmong word for blanket. I think white Hmong people say this as well. Chaw. Maybe they don't.
Chaw is in the bridge.
Oh yeah, bridge. I was thinking like chaw, but okay. Chaw also means bridge. Okay. Then we have this right here. Tsa, tsa. So before it was a z, z sound, like in pads. Now it's aspirated. Tsa, tsa. Just like in the word. Tsa, tsa. Tsa means to support. Okay? To support. And then we have the sound right here. TS is the J. The TSH is the CH. Cha, cha. Okay? Just like chafe. Chafe. Like to remove, like to kick out. Chafe that. Like to kick out. Okay? After this, we have the big H clusters. Okay? These are not hard. They just look intimidating. They're really easy. You just need to say all the sounds. It's just like addition. You have the P, the L, and the H. So you have P plus L is pla, and PL and H is pla. It's just a P sound with the PL. Pla. Like oftentimes Hmong people will say mo plu. Okay? Plu. Which is like you're just, you know, stingy. Let's say you're stingy. Okay? And then we have another one here. Pla. Pla. Like the Hmong word pla. Okay? Which is usually just for sounds and things like that. Onomatopoeias, but they do use them for words. Okay? And then nca, nca. Okay? Like in the Hmong word nca shia, which means confusing. Nche. Okay? Ncha, ncha, nche, which means maybe, perhaps. Ncha, ncha, ncha. Just like nchua, or yeah, nchua, and then nkao, okay, and nta, nta, like ntua, okay. These are all sounds that you'll find. Don't get intimidated. You just need to add them together. There's probably a lot more of these that I didn't write here, but when you see them, you just learn them as you go, okay. Now the H before is different. This is not the aspirated sound. This is the voiceless sound. So instead of saying H, instead of saying the M with your voice, ma, instead you say it without your voice, ma. Okay? And a good example of this is Hmong, Hmong, okay? Which is the name for the Hmong people. Hmong. And then we have right here Nia, Nia, which means to smell. Nia. And then we have this one, Mlaw, Mlaw. Okay, this is a word I learned a long time ago. Mlaw, Mlang. Okay, which is like the bending of metal, the sound of metal makes when it bends, or like it's warped. Okay, and then we have the H and Y, Nya, Nya, kind of like they would say. Oh my goodness. Do you think of any of these words? Nia. Nia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when somebody died and then yeah.
Yeah, probably like that.
Right, like yeah.
Not as common, but it's definitely there. Okay. So this is the H clusters, okay? There's one more sound that we need to go over. I'm going to write it right here for you. This sound and the C. These two sounds, I didn't teach this one yet. We're going to go over it right now. And the C are the hardest sounds to pronounce for Americans or for native English speakers, okay? They are the hardest sounds. The C is that ja, ja in the front of your mouth. The X, Y is a xia, xia. So it is a S and a Y sound together. Xia, xia, okay? And they use this all the time. And a good example of this is Hmong, Hmong, which is another clan name. If you know anyone with the last name Zhang, it's actually Hmong, okay? Hmong, and this is a hard sound. It's just an S and a Y, xia, xia, okay? Hmong, okay. If you guys have any questions, please let me know below this video. I know we covered a lot. In the future, I'll break them down into smaller segments for you guys. But do your best to practice these sounds on your own and try to read words with these sounds because it will help you a lot just to practice reading. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know below. See you later.